one mouthful of sky.
Why do you want to reopen the Jonathan Parker case, Menezes?
Well, sir, I have a hunch.
A hunch?
Yes. I believe there's some connection between the shootout of the MII last week and the accidental death of Jonathan Parker at the same site 13 years ago.
Do you have any evidence to support this hunch?
Well, sir, firstly, both incidents took place at the same site.
That's a coincidence, Menezes.
Maybe, sir. But both incidents took place on the same day, in the same month, 13 years apart.
I see.
The first incident involved Jonathan Parker. And the second, his brother, David Parker.
But how was David Parker involved in the guest house incident? We arrested him in the hospital, didn't we?
Yes, sir. But I have reason to believe that David Parker was present at the MII on the night when Akash Bhandarkar was shot.
You think David Parker fired the shot?
I'm not sure, sir. But the bullet with which Akash Bhandarkar was shot did not match the gun which was found on David Parker when he was arrested.
So there is no evidence linking him to the guest house case, is there?
Sir, I believe there is something missing in the evidence.
What makes you believe in this?
Well, remember this photograph I showed you?
Yes.
Writing on the back?
Confess.
Yes. Obviously, someone was trying to send across a message. A message to Prithvi and his friends to confess to a crime involving Jonathan Parker.
Who is this writer you're referring to, Menezes?
Well, to be absolutely frank, not quite sure.
Still, Menezes think?
Yes, that is where I have the hunch. Could be David Parker trying to send this message out to Prithvi and his friends. A hunch, but all the same, still very much a possibility, sir.
So you think I'm the one?
I think you're the most likely one.
You really think I would hire a contract killer to blow you guys away?
That's what Inspector Menezes seems to think.
Inspector Menezes suspects me?
Well, he doesn't suspect you, but he suspects it's one of us.
And who else can it be? But naughty little Prithvi, right? You know, Pawan, it's a real pity.
What is?
This entire thing, this rubbish.
I see.
You know, I was actually beginning to believe I lied to you. Crazy me. Yeah, there I was thinking that, yes, Pawan is this tight case with a chip the size of Kanchenjunga on his shoulder. But somewhere beneath all that baggage, there's a heart. I mean, here's a guy I spent 3 years in a hostel room with. Shared my clothes, the flu, and those 2 bottles of army surplus white rum on one entirely unforgettable evening. I mean, Pawan, don't you think of those times? How we spent days freaking on Deep Purple, Bob Dylan, spent nights talking about Ayn Rand, Rabindranath Tagore.
Actually, no.
Never?
We're not undergraduates anymore, Prithvi.
But we were once, weren't we?
In any case, what does all this have to do with your being the prime suspect, huh?
How about trust, loyalty, friendship?
I don't follow.
God damn it, Pawan. We were friends once. Good friends. We shared ideals, dreams, good times, bad times. We were like magic once.
Let go of my arm.
Doesn't all that mean anything to you anymore?
You're talking about things we did 13, 14, 15 years ago. Look around you. I mean, everything's changed. We've changed.
Don't give me that older and wiser bull, okay?
You think that older and wiser stuff is bull, Prithvi, because you haven't grown older and wiser. You're still there, back there in MI, with your legs up on the canteen table and your life stretching ahead of you. But look at you. You're middle-aged now. Half your life is over. While all of us have moved on, you're still back there, frozen in the vortex of the past.
Maybe I haven't changed, but maybe I didn't want to.
What makes you think you had a choice?
That still doesn't wipe out the past, does it? All that we shared, the trust, the loyalty, the friendship. Pavan, do you have any values left? Or did that go out of the window along with the past?
I see no further point in this discussion.
You started it.
Then let's finish it.
All right.
So, you admit to hiring Ranade to kill the four of us?
No?
No, you don't admit it, or no, you didn't hire him?
No, I have never met a damn contract killer, leave alone hire one.
Naturally, you deny it.
You know why you're so keen to pin this rap on me?
No. What is your theory, Mr. Holmes?
Because you're scared, Pavan. You're scared of what we did back then. You want to brush it under the carpet now so you can forget about it. But deep within, you're so guilty. You're guilty as hell. You know what we did back then was a terrible thing. And that we deserve to be punished for it. So you want me to feel that I'm guilty of this crime too. So that you can say that it was all my fault.
Forget it, Prithvi. This is not working.
So that's it. The job is done. You've pinned the blame on me. The trial's over.
I don't know what to think.
Well, I've got news for you, buddy. You're dead wrong. I didn't hire Ranade. But I know who did. It was my brother, Piyush.
Piyush? But I thought he was busy managing the affairs of your family firm.
He is.
But why on earth would he hire a contract killer to kill us?
That's exactly why I went to see him last evening.
Yes. You did say you were going to go and see him. So did you confront him with this suspicion?
Suspicion? It's a little more than that. My father told me.
Your father?
He came here to see me yesterday morning and asked me why he had heard that Piyush wanted me to sell my shares in the BMR group.
And he told you not to sell?
Which is the strange thing, because Piyush told me that my father wanted me to sell.
So Piyush lied to you?
That's right.
But what exactly did your father say about Piyush and this contract killer?
He has a friend, a very close friend in fact, who has connections with the Bombay underworld, who has heard that there's a contract out for the four of you.
Akash, Shama, Varsha, you and me.
Just the four of you, not me.
What motive could he possibly have?
He did not hire the killings.
But you just said that... Oh, your brother was a front for somebody else.
Exactly.
Who?
Political blue blood who's standing for elections for the first time.
So, this political blue blood has a chance of becoming a minister or something?
Stranger things have happened, haven't they?
So this politician pressured Piyush to hire a contract killer to kill us.
That is the theory.
Why?
That's the one thing I'm not really sure about. But it can't be just a coincidence that he was at MII with us.
Who is this?
Ashok Mathur.
Managers, you're wasting your time.
Excuse me, sir?
I want you to stop pursuing this David Parker nonsense immediately.
But, sir,
No arguments.
sir, if you'd simply let me reopen the Jonathan Parker case, I assure you
Managers,
that
I will have you suspended for insubordination.
I don't understand, sir. I'm merely trying to solve a case I've been assigned to.
Then solve it. Concentrate on the facts, not these fantastic theories.
All right, sir. What exactly do you want me to do?
As we had discussed earlier, one of those 5 people must be held responsible. Find out which one it is and arrest him or her.
But, sir, all the evidence points...
Damn the evidence! Managers, what good is any evidence when we have not made a single arrest as yet? The commissioner wants you to arrest a suspect. Do it. Immediately. One moment, Inspector.
Yes.
The photograph.
Sorry?
The photograph of Jonathan Parker which you just showed me.
This one.
Yes, that one.
What about it?
I want it. Dismissed.
Sir, the photograph.
You may go now, Inspector. Hello? This is Swami here, yes. Put him on the line for me, please. Hello, sir. This is Swami here, yes. Sir, I'm facing a small problem, sir. No, it is not Ranade. It is my own Inspector Menezes, the one in charge of the MII guest house case. He has found some evidence which he thinks, which has made him want to reopen our Jonathan Parker case, sir. Yes, that's why I'm calling you to let you know. Of course, sir. I said no. I rebuked him. Yes. The last thing we want, sir, is for that case to be reopened. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ashok Mathur.
Name ring a bell?
Bunty Mathur. He was in our class.
That sleazebag who was always surrounded by his gang of chumchas.
And he's become a political big gun now.
Becoming. I think you've spent too much time in Canada. You're a little out of touch.
So, he told Piyush to hire a contract killer to kill the four of us.
That is what my father suggested.
But obviously you think it's true.
I do.
So did you confront your brother with this?
As a matter of fact, I did.
What did he say?
Zilch.
What do you mean?
Just laughed in my face and then he threw me out of the office.
That must have been quite an experience for you.
Yes, but the way he reacted to the sound of Ashok Mathur's name being mentioned leads me to believe he knows the guy.
But why did Piyush act on behalf of Ashok Mathur?
Yes, get me the MII. I gave you the number yesterday. 5564327. And don't lose it again, will you? Immediately before it closes. Yes. Savant, you joke ko de dena. Yes.
Hello,
Hello, Mr. Shah.
Professor Shah.
I'm sorry, Professor Shah. Professor, I'd like an appointment with you immediately. I'd like to see you.
Who is this?
Inspector Menezes, Crime Branch, CBI.
This is regarding what, Inspector?
Well, it's regarding the shootout at the MII last week.
I've already spoken to you, Sub-Inspector.
Well, Professor, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions relating to a case that happened several years ago.
Which case is that?
The death of your student, Jonathan Parker. Professor Shah? Professor Shah?
I'm here.
Yes, Professor. When can I see you?
Is this really essential?
Well, police work is always essential, Professor.
Very well. You may come and meet me at 4 p.m. on Saturday, after my last class of the day.
4 p.m. Saturday. Professor, couldn't we make it a little earlier? It's very, very urgent.
Friday, 4 p.m.? No earlier than that. And do not be late.
I was never late to class, Professor. I'll be there. 4 p.m. sharp. Thank you.
After he had thrown me out of his office, I waited down in the building for a while. I waited for him to come out. Eventually, when he did, I hopped into my car and I followed him.
And?
And he drove around for a bit. In fact, he drove quite a bit around town, I think to make sure nobody followed him.
But you did.
Yes, I did. And he drove somewhere to the heart of Fort, to this pub called Pulp Fiction.
And?
Well, I couldn't follow him in, because then he'd know I'm there, and I couldn't just stand outside.
And you, of course, couldn't see what was going on inside.
That's exactly why I called you on my mobile.
Me?
Yes, you and Akash, I thought you guys were going to be here. I needed some sort of backup, but all I got was the answering machine. Hello, Akash, Pavan, are you guys there? Look, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I got held up. Something's going down. Something big is going down. I need you to get down here to this pub called Pulp Fiction. Pronto. Something really big is going on and I think I need backup. Are you listening, guys? Are you there?
That must have been when Akash and I were on the way to the airport.
Whatever. The point is that Piyush is not the sort of chap who will go to a pub like Pulp Fiction after work. If he needed to wet his whistle, he would go to the library bar, the Apollo bar, places like that.
So this means that Piyush probably had a clandestine rendezvous with somebody at Pulp Fiction.
Ranadi, maybe?
Possibly.
Pavan, tell me the truth. Did you really think I was the one who got you guys together at the guest house and tried to have you killed? I mean, your criminal lawyer mind might have thought about it, but did you really think that I was the one?
No, I didn't.
Piyush Raheja.
The matter's getting out of control.
I have it under control.
I don't think so.
My brother is not a threat to us. I'll manage it.
I'm not talking about your brother.
Who else?
The other brother.
David. Oh. I understand.
He must be stopped. One way or the other.
Krishna. Sir. Can you step into my office for a minute?
Yes, sir.
Bring your typewriter along with you.
My typewriter, sir?
Your typewriter, Krishna.
Mr. Piyush, sir. What exactly did you want, sir?
Sign it. Go on. Sign.
This is a suicide note.
Krishna, you bring me so many checks, so many notes, so many files every day. I sign them. I don't argue.
Yes, sir,
So
but...
for the first and the last time, I'm asking you to sign something. Sign it. Sign it!
You are insane. Ever since your father gave you full control of the BMR group, you have been doing things your father would never have allowed you to do. And you have been dealing with people your father would not have even spoken to. You're insane.
And who are these people you refer to?
You know who I'm talking about.
Does anyone else know?
Yes, I have told your father everything that you've been doing lately. And I've also recorded some of your conversations.
So I've noticed. And how long has this been happening, Krishna?
Since last 2 days. Because Mr. Prithvi asked me to do so.
That's why you've been shameless enough to come and say this in front of me. Because you know, if I fire you, Prithvi hires you.
Yes. He promised me that.
But I won't fire you.
You won't fire me? Even after you know about the recordings and the press leaks?
Not as long as you sign this resignation letter.
This is a suicide note.
I know. Sign it.
Goodbye, Mr. Piyush.
You might like to reconsider signing on this paper, Mr. Krishna.
What is the worst thing you can do, Mr. Piyush? Fire me, right? Go ahead, fire me. But I am not going to take any time orders from you.
There are worse things than being fired.